Welcome to Composing Secrets Holiday Edition. Today I want to go over a tutorial that will show you how to create some music under some existing a cappella vocals. This will entail some useful techniques that you can use for other things as well. So stay tuned. Also, I want to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell as well. That way you don't miss out on any of the new content I make about music and composing. So to get started, I will play you an example of a video that I worked on that has this a cappella thing going on. Now, a little bit about the movie. It's called The Carolers. It's by Lucas Hardy, who's a local Utah film director as well. And I was able to look at the video without the music, and then I was hired to put music underneath this special scene, and just to kind of build up on the scene. These two guys are trying their luck on singing and caroling in front of the front doors of people's houses. When they open the door of this one, a pretty young girl opens the door, and they're kind of spinning by her, and they want to impress her. Little do they know she can sing. So I'm going to play that to you without further ado.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled.
Joy, lowly nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Okay, so that's the scene. At the very end there, he says, "Marry me." I think I have that muted. Well, where do you begin in all of this? So the scene where she starts coming in, that's where I was hired to create some music underneath to support. And I thought it would be good to maybe add some harps and something that sounds angelic, so maybe a little bit of choir and strings in the background. Other than analyzing the chord progressions and orchestrating the parts, the very first thing actually to do is create a tempo track. And what you want to do on a tempo track is create the beat for every single note that she sings, so you can kind of follow along and have your music keeping up with her singing on a grid, and that makes it super easy to follow. What I want to show you is the way to do it. This is the tempo track I've used here, and you can kind of see how it varies all over the place, and it slows down towards the end of each cadence basically. Let me give you the click track and have you hear that.
Joy, lowly nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic.
Okay, just to give you an idea, and you'll see how here it tapers off towards the end again, right there in the end. So what you can do to get started, if I were to start from scratch all over again, I'm gonna go whoop and delete. Oh, actually I am locked, so I cannot delete it. But let's say I was starting out again. I'll go ahead and delete that. Alright, starting from scratch. So I am going to line up that first beat on measure 12, and I'm going to use this little Cubase tool called Time Warp, and I am going to click on that Right now I'm on the grid, so that should be on 1. Yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and get that started.
Reconciled.
Joyful lowly nations rise.
Okay, so it's pretty good where you're at. You'll notice that it slows down towards the end of that phrase. So you want to start clicking on each beat where those important markers are, where it starts to slow down. Right here.
Nation,
Nation.
nations rise.
Okay. Right there. Now this is where the big wait happens. So I want to stretch this last beat on 4, and then I have to find where the 1 is. So let's go back and play.
The nations rise.
Okay, so I'm early, so I need to push it out even further.
Lowly nations rise. Join the triumph of the skies.
Okay, so far not bad, right? That's kind of the approach there.
The nations rise. Join the triumph of the.
Okay, right there, just minor, and you can kind of stretch that a little bit. Let's try again.
Join the triumph of
Okay, so matching.
the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem.
Okay, right there. That was a little early.
Christ is born in.
Okay, I might be able to just get away with stretching here from 18 to 19, the whole 4 beats. And that'll spread it out evenly.
Christ is born in Bethlehem.
Okay, see how that works and falls in place. So that's it. What you want to do then is you want to be able to get that going from the beginning to the end and get the tempo to line up to your liking, to your taste. It's not going to be perfect. You might want to take a break even and come back to it the next day as a way to keep your ears fresh and make sure that everything sounds fine. After you get that point, that's when you start orchestrating, and that's when you start doing the heavy lifting on in terms of how to create that magic behind the film. And then one other technique I want to show you is the tuning. So it's hard to tell right now, but there's some issues with the way she's singing. I mean, she's a great singer. She's a fabulous singer. But because she's a cappella, you'll notice that her pitch kind of starts to tend to go flatter on towards the end of this piece. And so what I ended up having to do was actually go into that audio track and tune it up. Luckily, it's just her singing. There's minimal noise and anything else. So the way to do that in Cubase, they have their own in-house editor to do tuning, and it's called Very Audio. And what you do is you click on this button called Pitch and Warp Segments, and all of a sudden you'll see everything. All the notes are on a nice little piano roll, and you can quantize each one by going into a section like this, for instance, and then you can actually go and quantize up and down. So you'll see that I'm already doing some of that already. So that's the next thing is just kind of getting all the notes up into the same pitch from the start to the end, and then that will make it easier to get your instruments in tune with her. You can also tune your instruments, your virtual instruments, down a bit too. I mean, that's another option, is actually tune the instruments you have towards the singing. So that's all I have for today. I am going to end this video with the example in full. So let me go ahead and open the video back up and enjoy. Have a Merry Christmas.
Mild, God and sinners reconciled.
Joy, lowly nations rise. Join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is